process is the cutting and bending of the steel reinforcement. The correct rebar is selected and shaken down off the storage rack, and is then cut and bent to the exact dimensions needed to fit the design requirements. Next, the bars are assembled and tied together to form the reinforcement cage. Rebar wheelchairs are used to help position the cage within the form and to ensure proper clearance of reinforcing. Once the cage assembly is complete, we can begin to prepare and clean the form. Oldcastle Infrastructure uses a variety of steel forms, which are built to last and will maintain exacting tolerances for more than 30 years. At this point, all openings, cutouts, or embedded items are secured to the form. Then a form release is applied to each surface to ensure the final product can be easily lifted from the form. Now that the form is prepared, the overhead crane is used to pick and place the cage onto the core of the form. Care is taken to ensure that the reinforcing cage is stable for transport to the form. Once setup is complete, a certified quality control technician will conduct a pre-pour inspection to ensure conformance with the approved shop drawing. Upon satisfactory completion of this inspection, the technician will sign off and flag the form indicating approval to place concrete. Oldcastle Infrastructure uses a variety of certified raw material sources, including cement, coarse aggregates, sand, and chemical admixtures, which are carefully selected and mixed according to the specific design requirements. Each Oldcastle Infrastructure precast factory has a concrete laboratory used to conduct routine raw material testing and control exact quantities for each batch. This is especially important when using high-flow self-consolidating concrete. The lab collects sample cylinders used to check compression strength and verify quality of each batch. Once the materials are properly mixed, the self-consolidating concrete undergoes a variety of additional tests, including a spread test to verify the mix has the proper flow and no segregation of the aggregate. The approved batch is transported in a bucket via an overhead crane to the product form on the production floor. Concrete is placed into the form from on location, and care is taken to allow the concrete to float without entrapping air voids. Once the form is filled, the top of the form is screeded off and the specified finish is applied. Once the concrete is placed, the curing process begins. This may include tarping the product overnight in order to capture the heat from the hydration process. The controlled environment of a precast factory enables the product to properly cure and reach the full design strength. Once the QC technician confirms that the product has reached the desired strip strength of 2,500 to 3,000 psi, then the stripping process may begin. This involves opening the outer jacket, collapsing the inner core, attaching the lifting devices, and removing the product from the form. Once the product has been removed, it is then cleaned and the post-pour inspection is conducted. If all design dimensions have been maintained and no visual defects are noted, the QC technician will sign off. The final product is then labeled and transported to the yard. Care is taken to make sure it is stored on proper dunnage as it awaits the customer demand.